Welcome to Story Time. Tonight's journey takes us to a quiet hillside where the world feels endless and thoughts drift like the breeze. Relax into the path beyond the hills and let it ease your mind into calm. The valley stretched wide before them, rolling with gentle hills that seemed to dissolve into the horizon. Marla and Ben sat on a bench at the edge of the hillside where the path opened up and the world felt boundless. The sky was a soft, hazy blue, with wisps of clouds drifting lazily overhead, and the air held the faint scent of wildflowers warmed by the afternoon sun. It was the kind of day that asked for nothing but stillness, for the world seemed content to move slowly, savoring each moment like a long breath. They'd wandered to this spot countless times before, a quiet place where words weren't always necessary, where they could simply be. Today, they found themselves there again, their thoughts drifting as naturally as the breeze that swept up the hill. There was something comforting about the silence that stretched between them, a kind of understanding that needed no explanation. Marla watched the hills, her eyes tracing the lines of the landscape. "They always feel endless, don't they?" she murmured softly. "Like they go on forever." Ben nodded, his gaze following hers. "Yeah, like they're hiding something just beyond the horizon. Makes you wonder if there's anything there at all, or if it just keeps going." Marla smiled, the corners of her mouth lifting slightly. "Maybe that's why I like it here. The hills are like a promise, in a way. Not one you can see clearly, but it's there, just the same." She paused, letting her thoughts settle in the quiet. For a while, they sat together in silence, listening to the soft rustle of the grasses as the wind wove through them, carrying with it the faint calls of distant birds. The sun had dipped lower, casting long shadows that danced over the hills and seemed to stretch forever, like the quiet thoughts that drifted between them. In the stillness, Marla could feel a kind of peace that was rare and hard to find. It wasn't that everything was perfect, or that all was well. Life still held its complications and challenges. But here, in this place, those worries seemed to fade into the background, becoming softer, like the hills at dusk, retreating into gentle shadows. Ben took a slow breath, letting it out in a long, quiet sigh. "It's funny," he said after a pause, "how much of life seems like that horizon out there. Always somewhere in the distance. Always out of reach." Marla nodded, her gaze far away. "Maybe it's meant to be that way, so we keep moving forward even when we don't know what's waiting. Like walking through mist, you never see too far ahead, but that doesn't mean you stop." They sat in companionable silence, the warmth of the sun sinking into their skin. As the afternoon wore on, the hills seemed to change, taking on the hues of twilight, the colors softening, as if the land itself were drifting into a gentle sleep. The shadows lengthened, stretching across the valley in a gentle, quiet rhythm, like a heartbeat, steady and soft. Marla closed her eyes, letting the warmth and quiet fill her, feeling the stillness settle over her like a blanket. In the silence, she could almost feel the pulse of the land beneath her, a quiet reassurance, a reminder of the enduring, patient world around them. The hills stood timeless and unchanging, a place of calm, where all else fell away, and only the quiet peace of the moment remained. As dusk settled over the valley, Ben and Marla rose, their steps slow and easy as they turned to leave. The path home wound gently down the hillside, and they walked side by side, their thoughts quiet, their hearts full of the peaceful stillness of the hills. They didn't speak, for no words were needed. The landscape itself seemed to carry them, wrapping them in a quiet calm as they made their way back. It was a simple journey, just like every other time they'd walked this path. But tonight, the world felt softer, as if the hills held something just for them, a quiet secret, a promise that tomorrow would come with the same gentle peace. Thank you for joining Storytime tonight. This was the path beyond the hills. Let the calm of the journey carry you to rest, and may you wake refreshed and at peace. Until next time, sleep well.
Thanks for your time. Please subscribe. Don't forget to press the bell icon for more.